Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another few minutes on my take on what's going on in the brain. I don't know whether you saw, but a few weeks ago now, I think they'd done some surveys slicing across the brain and having an investigation to see what was in there. And they're finding small metal particles, amongst other things as well. These small metal particles have gone through the blood-brain barrier, and it's something that hasn't been found before, I understand. So you've got to ask yourself, what is going on in the world to make smaller and smaller particles that can get through our defense systems and into our brain? So I just invite you to think of some of the things we're being told. Are we being given science? Are we being given non-science? Or are we just being told nonsense? So in the last 20 years, what are we being told about our car engines and lorry engines? We're being told they need to be lean burning, and they need to, when you travel behind a lorry, you need to have clean smoke coming out of it. What does that mean? What it actually means is they're telling us that they must produce smaller and smaller particles. The very idea of making lean burn engines mean smaller and smaller particles are being made. So for 20 years, we've been putting into the atmosphere all of these smaller particles. So if you're driving behind a bus and it's clean, you can't see any smoke, to my mind, that's probably more dangerous for the human being than driving behind one that's got lots of smoke coming out. Those bigger particles from the smoke vehicles also get rained down to the earth, but the smaller particles don't get rained down, and we also don't have the ability to filter them out with our nose and all the filter mechanisms we have there. So you can see, now they're finding them in the brain. Hello, Heather and Alison, good to see you. So you can see the brain is being invaded by these things. So are we being told the truth about this? Is it right to have lean burn car engines if we're producing particles that our bodies cannot filter out? I think it's open to question, and I'm not sure whether anybody has questioned it. So have we got a whole set of scientists saying this is the right thing to do, but without any consideration to what the consequences are for our human bodies? It would seem to me that they're not just thinking about those things. So it's another real problem there, and if we've got those particles going into the brain, it may also react in some way with the abuse of the fat particles that I was talking about on my earlier videos. And you will notice this time, unlike my first one, I'm talking to you the right way up. So I learnt from that. So brain must have been working a little bit. Anyway, I think I'll leave you to think about that for today. But it's really important to think about all of these things, and are we being told the truth about things? Let's have some proper information and make up our own mind about what we should do. Anyway, Sunday night, thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye-bye.